Mesopotamia, a name given by the Greeks for ancient Iraq, means the land between two rivers. The Tigris and Euphrates, with abundance of water, allowed an advanced tribal culture to flourish well before the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans. Mesopotamia had many firsts: the world's first kings, the world's first organized political system, first writing system, and the invention of the plow and the wheel. By 3500 BC, the world's first cities, Uruk and Ur, were built. By 2900 BC, Mesopotamia had grown to about 30 or so individual self-governing city-states, with their own kings and political systems. The different tribes battled each other until about 2334 BC, when Sargon the Great became the first king to start an empire and take control of Mesopotamia. Early in the second millennium BC, Babylonia came to power, ruled by the likes of Cyrus the Great and Alexander the Great. At the beginning of the 2nd century AD, the Romans, led by Emperor Trajan, invaded Parthia and conquered Mesopotamia. In the 16th century, most of the territory of present-day Iraq came under the control of the Ottoman Empire as the Pashalik of Baghdad. Ottoman rule over Iraq lasted until World War I, when the Ottomans sided with Germany and the Central Powers. The Ottoman Empire was divided up, and the British Mandate of Mesopotamia was established by the League of Nations, eventually establishing a monarchy under Faisal I. In February 1963, the Ba'ath Party took power under the leadership of General Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr. In July 1979, President Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr resigned and Saddam Hussein assumed power. Territorial disputes with Iran led to an inconclusive and costly 8-year war, the Iran-Iraq War, from 1980 to 1988. For 8 long bloody years, the two countries fought each other, eventually ending in stalemate, but with both sides proclaiming victory over the other. But with the only true lasting result of the war being the devastation of the Iraqi economy, which would affect Iraq for nearly a decade. A long-standing territorial dispute led to the invasion of Kuwait in 1990. In November of that same year, the UN Security Council adopted Resolution 678, permitting member states to use all necessary means and authorizing military action against the Iraqi forces occupying Kuwait, and demanded a complete withdrawal by 15 January 1991. When Saddam Hussein failed to comply with this demand, the Gulf War, or Operation Desert Storm, ensued on 17 January 1991.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
After the terrorist attacks of 2001, American foreign policy called for the removal of the Ba'ath government and Saddam Hussein. As the country struggled to rebuild after 3 wars and a decade of sanctions, it was racked by violence between a growing Iraqi insurgency and occupation forces. By the end of 2006, violence continued as the new Iraqi government struggled to extend complete security within Iraq. Since then, U.S. and coalition forces have remained in Iraq to assist the Iraqi government in maintaining stability in the country.